Okay, now that we've got that done, that big door is unable to be opened, so we're gonna go through here. Armed only with a combat knife. Hey, I've played Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Knives are very effective against the raptors, so long as you just keep moving. Not so much in the sequel. Uh-oh. Compies. That compy has giant fucking eyes.
How am I not dead?
Because you're a Jurassic Park character, they can survive literally everything.
They left me alone. Idiotas.
Well, yeah, the
Police
last...
ran and pulled me out of there. Not sure I'd do the same.
Well, I mean, they left you alone before. Why would you expect them to not leave you alone this time?
No.
Someone stole your stuff. It's not very nice.
Looking for this?
That's mine.
You know, this takes me back. I learned to shave with this stuff.
Give it back. Now.
I'm all out of shaving cream myself. You mind if I borrow some?
Stop shaking it.
But you're supposed to shake it before you use it. Says so right on the can. You want to tell me what's so important about shaving cream? Or do I ask InGen?
Let's be honest.
Embryos. Dinosaur
Honesty is the
embryos.
best policy.
If you drop them, they'll be destroyed.
Too bad no one ever
Embryos,
listens
huh?
to that policy.
Wow. I knew you were up to something, but this is pretty clever. I gotta admit.
You know, here's something
InGen's
I've always
gonna love me
questioned.
for bringing this back.
If those are
about a
embryos,
bonus.
how do they fit in there?
Look, Yoder. Billy, right? Maybe
I don't
we
know
can
how
make a deal.
embryos like that are
This ought to be
stored,
good.
because I've never seen
Shit.
anything other than Jurassic Park that stores embryos like that, but still.
Please. I don't expect you to trust me, but the right thing to do is to give it back to me and let me go. I have a daughter. I need the money to get her out of the ghetto. You know what happens to girls there. She doesn't deserve that life.
Are you for real? Okay. Keep talking.
There's a lot of money in it for you if I get those embryos to my contact before they go bad. Those embryos are worth over $1 million. That's US dollars. I have a buyer. I just need you to take us there, and we'll both be rich.
Oh, yeah, right. Like InGen isn't gonna shine a light on an independent contractor like me when they figure out the crown jewels are missing. No sale.
I mean, he's got a point.
How much does Injun pay you to risk your life? How long before they replace you after you lose a leg or break your back and can no longer jump out of helicopters for them?
Don't you worry about it. I get paid plenty to do what I do.
You turn that over to Injun. You get a pat on the back, maybe a little Christmas bonus. You leave it to me, you become a rich man. Pay off your debts, quit your job. No more guys in suits telling you what to do. Just think about it. Come on, Billy. The money's good. And you'll be helping me save my daughter. Everybody gets a little something.
InGen
Okay,
doesn't
here's
get a
the
little
deal.
something, but
One,
they're a corporation, so it
I'm in
doesn't matter.
charge. I keep the embryos, and as soon as it's safe to break away, we'll deliver them to your contact.
I don't know if the embryos will last in there much longer.
That's a risk we're gonna take. 2, we're cutting Oscar in.
Why?
Because he's my partner, that's why.
I mean, Miles did
It'll
give
be
them that
fine.
little
Trust me.
spray of whatever
Yeah,
that stuff
sit
was,
tight and lighten up.
but at the same time, that
Not
was
every
almost a
woman gets
day
to enjoy
ago,
the sunset
so...
on a tropical island with
Yeah,
Billy
Nima's
Yoda.
got a point here. We don't know how much time they've got. Actually, I don't remember exactly how much time Dodgson said the embryos had. Like,
So,
I think
any
a day
idea
or
where
so?
we are in relation to the rest of the park?
We're not far from the marine exhibit.
I've seen
I
Jurassic
know
Park
for a
over
fact that the
100
phone
times,
there
but I
is in
still haven't
working order,
memorized it.
or at least it was this morning.
Did we get there from the tunnels?
I believe so.
All right then, lead the way. Want to get us out of here as soon as possible. No more science projects, okay?
I understand.
Yes. Let's...
So, Laura, I've been meaning to ask you, why don't you do your radio show anymore?
You had a radio show?
Well, it wasn't really radio. I'd hack into the park intercom and play choice cuts from my record collection. Lately, I haven't had the time.
Did you really have to show Artie Bridges how to do it?
Believe me, I regret it. But how was I to know how bad he was? He begged me, said it was his dream to be in radio.
You know what? He should stick to managing the janitorial group. He's awful.
He certainly is. I guess there was a reason it was just a dream. He actually records his show ahead of time so that he can broadcast during work hours.
Did you guys hear that?
Sounded like a rat.
Mm-hmm. Dinosaurs aren't the only invasive species InGen brought to the island. There are lots of rats in these tunnels. Maintenance is always setting traps down here.
Well, as long as we're getting to know one another. How is it that Dr. Wu became chief geneticist over you?
That's an easy one. Frogs.
You're saying frogs kept you from getting promoted?
Specifically, their DNA. Before we could clone any dinosaurs, we had to decide how to fill in the gaps in the DNA sequences we found.
This
I remember
wouldn't
this
work in
too.
real life.
You found dino blood inside
The
mosquito
theory
fossils,
that you could
right?
get DNA
That's
from
right.
Amber
I
was
wanted a
actually
complete
based on
prehistoric
something that was
genome,
done a
cross-referencing
few years
all of the
before Jurassic
DNA
Park
found
came
in
out, where it was
various
supposedly
Amber samples.
supposedly
It would've been
some
safer,
scientists
but
were able
would've
to
taken
extract the
time
DNA of
before
a
directors
weevil,
didn't want to spend.
like an extinct weevil
Dr.
from
Henry's
Amber.
spare no expense
However, no
philosophy
other
has
experiments
limits,
could
I guess.
replicate that effect,
Exactly.
and it was generally
Henry,
assumed that
Dr.
the
Wu
DNA was
proposed
just
using
cross-contamination,
frog
like
DNA
something
to
else
fill
got
in
into
the
the
gaps.
sample.
It was
And
risky.
it's been recently
We still don't
determined
know
that
all
even
of
in the
the
best
effects.
conditions,
There was
DNA
a solution,
only
and
lasts
a fast
about,
one at that.
I think, like
So Henry
1 million
became
years
chief
before
geneticist,
decaying.
and I took to the field.
Don't worry, Jess. We should be safe in here.
Where do all these doors lead?
The maintenance corridors. The park's essential systems are in there. Electrical, water, air conditioning, you know, that sort of thing.
The tunnels on this side are for transporting animals, personnel, and food. That's why they're so big. They're separate from the maintenance side to prevent accidents.
Are you sure we shouldn't head to the visitor center, Dr. Sorkin? InGen is bound to start there when they don't hear from the rescue team.
These tunnels don't run all the way to the visitor center, and I don't know about you, but I'd rather not risk any more overland travel.
Good point.
Has anyone seen my cigarettes? I could swear I had some.
I didn't realize you smoked.
Normally I manage to duck out a few times a day, but we've been preoccupied.
Where did you last have them?
Right here in my pocket, or so I thought.
Maybe they fell out when we jumped from the water tower?
I suppose. Oh well, I'm probably better off without them.
Like I said last time, not a whole lot happens in episode 3. Plot-wise, episode 3 is very, very not very plot-heavy. The story doesn't move along terribly much, so it's definitely the episode where the least happens.
Do you mind if we stop for a rest? My legs are killing me.
I suppose we could all use a break.
Now, something this episode does, though, is continuously cut between the various parties. They are all separated, so it makes sense,
Oscar
but...
gets back.
We don't even know if he's alive.
Oscar's fine. He's coming back, and come hell or high water, we are not leaving.
What about if a T-Rex shows up?
Then again, maybe you have a point.
Come on, we gotta run.
No time. Hide.
Okay. This isn't good.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Don't move. It can't see you unless you move.
Time for convenient bug.
Get off my face.
Uh-oh.
Easy, girl. Crap! Ah, damn it!
I always fuck up that part. I fucked that up during my practice run, too.
Leaving now!
Yeah, maybe you should run away just a little bit. And now we cut back to the Hardings and Sorkin, but no one gives a shit about Sorkin. I don't know whether the fact that it was completely silent there was a glitch or just...
Care for a lysine supplement?
No thanks. Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? Maybe I will. All this running around, my muscles probably need whatever protein I can give them.
My thoughts exactly. I haven't gotten this much exercise since Carnival.
I guess we've got a lot of extra lysine now that the parasaurs don't need the external supply.
That's not how
Yeah,
lysine
about
works.
that. It's not just the parasaurs. We added the antidote to the main water supply.
That'll reach every dinosaur in the park. The lysine contingency